Now, on a completely different matter, families across America have felt the brunt of this all-Democratic government's failed energy policies. When gas prices were skyrocketing, the Biden administration insisted up and down they had no control over them. When the prices started to level off, the same politicians asked for a round of applause. Funny how that works. Here's what working families in Kentucky know: that a gallon of gas costs over a full dollar more than before President Biden took office. American families and small businesses know their electricity bills skyrocketed this spring and this summer. And they know the heating costs on Democrats' watch this fall and winter may well be catastrophic. Just like our overall 13.2% inflation since January 2021 is directly traceable to Democrats' reckless spending, a lot of our energy crisis is traceable to Democrats' short-sighted policies. Democrats have spent 20 years saying we shouldn't explore for American energy, that our abundant fossil fuel resources should actually stay in the ground. Just in the last 2 years, Democrats overwhelmingly voted 2 separate items to let the Biden EPA ban fracking. One analysis showed the kind of fracking ban Democrats want will quadruple household energy bills. Democrats supported President Biden's de facto ban on both offshore and onshore oil and gas leasing. They backed President Biden's decision to cancel the Keystone XL pipeline. I guess it's better to import Middle Eastern crude than safely transport oil from Canada. They voted for reckless tax hikes, including a natural gas tax that will directly drive up families' heating costs. And this week marks the 6-month anniversary of when President Biden began his reckless draining of our strategic petroleum reserve in a desperate attempt to buy up his poll numbers. President Biden has already released more than 200 million barrels from the reserve into the international market, more than all other presidents in our history combined. A few days ago, he promised to release an additional 10 million barrels in early November. Our country established the Strategic Petroleum Reserve as a lifeline for national security crises. Until now, presidents had only ever tapped it for armed conflicts or natural disasters. Now Democrats are emptying out our emergency reserves in a desperate attempt to save their political skins. Reckless and cynical does not even begin to cover it. Now the reserve sits at its lowest point since 1984. If our country were cut off from oil imports tomorrow, we'd have less than 2 months' supply. And remember, Madam President, 2 years ago in the early COVID crisis, when markets were temporarily crashing and oil was selling for bargain basement prices like we'd never seen, Republicans tried to refill the Strategic Petroleum Reserve to the top when the prices were low. It would have been a win for economic stability, a win for national security, a huge win for taxpayers. Oil actually was on a clearance sale, and we could have filled the reserve right up to the top. But Senate Democrats blocked it and bragged about blocking it. Leader Schumer boasted in writing that he'd blocked a bailout for big oil. A bailout for big oil. Typical tired old liberal rhetoric. What our Democratic colleagues blocked was an unbelievably good deal for the American people. Now they're draining the reserve. They wouldn't let us refill. And when they do need to refill it, you'd better believe taxpayers won't be paying March 2020 prices, I can tell you that. Short-sighted, ineffective, bad economics, that's Democrats' energy policies in microcosm. Working Americans pay the price every single day.